Hello, and welcome back to The Wandering Path. Thank you so much for being here. If you're just joining us, we're creating a world from scratch in which we'll tell our tale here in our first campaign, and we're in the middle of a modified version of the world-building game titled I'm Sorry, Did You Say Street Magic by Caro Assertion. We played a few rounds in the previous episode, so if you're listening, you're going to want to start there. We've made a few regions of the city so far, so I'll just give a quick recap of what we have. We have the Bara, which is the flashy entertainment district. We have the engineering core, which it sounds like it's on the ground, but that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, half of it's on the ground now because of the fall.
Sure, but mostly was in the upper, was like the least hospitable part of the upper city, I think. We had the Constellation, which is the very livable part of the upper city.
Yes.
And we have the Come Up, which is the sort of young coming of age school and union devoted district. So round 4, I gotta set a new compass. I want to set a compass of outside. What is, like, we've come up with this city, it has a bunch of districts. Keep your regions within the city, but I want them to relate in some way to something that's outside. Ian, do you want to roll initiative about it?
I fucking do! Yo!
My natural 20! Wow.
Nice.
All right, and the next one, you have to roll a natural 20. Ian.
Crit fail.
Finally.
9.
Jesus Christ.
So Bex, we're going to start with you. Name a region, a landmark, or a resident.
Based on outside?
Based on outside.
Based on outside.
Which can mean, these are one-word prompts. You can mean whatever you want.
Based on outside.
So the only person you can't pick is Bo Burnham, I guess.
That's so funny. So
You can't see this, but I just sunk.
Thank you. That was my dad joke for the podcast.
That was really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to make another landmark.
Okay.
I want it to be the sort of perimeter, the outskirts. It is the last known piece of the city before you get to the outside. This is the edge of the city.
This might be a region.
This might be a region, but I'm into it. I'm very into it. I'm very into that.
The outskirts, the edge.
It's like
the edge.
Where Barbie goes.
Yeah.
That weird desert.
Yeah.
The part where the travel montage happens. Where does that happen in physical space?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like either whether it's a landmark or if it's a region, it's called the edge.
Yeah.
Is this the edge of the upper city? Like the floating one?
Or
I was thinking
the
ground.
edge of the lower city, yeah. I love that. So it's a region. So we're gonna give me some vibes. Like, what is it like there?
It's spread out. It's way more. While the rest of the college town can be more like condensed and on top of each other, the edge is spread out. It's more like farmlands, more like
rural or suburban.
Yeah. And it's slow and happy out there.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, so there are people out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's sparsely populated. It's your neighbors are a couple miles away.
Yeah, it's like those towns when you're on the way to California.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not particularly like woodsy. Would you say it's more plain or like
Ooh, I was thinking plains, but I like patches of woods. Like
I'm truly just thinking of the Midwest.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
so
from
some
there,
flat,
so
some flats, some forests,
Some
some
great
flats, some
plains
forests.
with a little bit of forest.
I think that also
areas,
makes sense for
groves.
a floating city too. Like you wouldn't want to build a floating city over, or like maybe that's why it was a floating city to begin with, is because there's no protection via terrain.
Yeah.
On the plains,
There's no mountain barriers or anything to keep whatever out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and from the sky you can see everything. from
What's
up there.
the reputation from within and without?
The reputation from without is slow, boring,
Yeah, why would anybody want to live there?
almost backwards. And the reputation from the inside is wholesome, just happy. It's
Chilling.
sort of like the way that the people in the upper think that they're living freely. These also feel so free.
Yeah, it really feels like, to really put it in like George Orwell 1984 terms, that we've like made an upper class on the floating thing, a middle class below in the lower city, and like the proles are on the edge.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, how could anybody live like that? And it's like,
They're
who's
so
saying
happy.
it to who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love that. That's very, very cool. Who next?
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 13.
You
That'll be you, Lynn.
Okay. I think I'd like to make a resident.
Nice.
Okay.
And I think it is. I could go either way. This could either be in the constellation or honestly in the come up. But
So we don't have any landmarks in the constellation.
oh, right, that's true.
Mm.
I think this would make sense as a resident in the magistrate's office.
Ooh.
But essentially, like the external coordinator with not just the person who's like in charge of like admissions and stuff, and like in charge of this is more the person who actually can, because this is like we're in the capital city
Yeah.
of our region.
Yeah.
This is the person who's actually who gets communication from like outside the city of like what do we need for the rest of the people that is in charge of setting the quotas and
Yeah.
the curriculum for the schools.
God,
Sounds like the
like
head of the Department of Labor.
Yeah.
essentially.
It's like placements.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a resident yet. Residents have names or titles
Yeah.
and pronouns. So like head of Department of Labor is
Yeah.
valid. They have a high concept, which is a snappy one-liner describing their whole thing.
Oh, sick.
And they have one perfect scene, which is I want you to narrate a scene of
Okay.
it doesn't have to like nothing has to happen. I just want a snapshot of it
Yeah.
of like them in their element, their iconic, like what they're doing.
I'm imagining Gwendolyn Christie as my fan cast.
Okay.
For
Yes.
this
Love
person.
it.
Love that.
Gorgeous.
Like also someone who is who has like a towering physique, absolutely gorgeous. Like this is also like someone who even the upper city like really respects. Where it's like
Yeah.
if you're going to be on the ground, this is the position to be in. Like the tagline for this person would be, "I see as far as the eye can see."
Oh,
Because this is a person who knows everything on, like, who
Yeah.
knows everything about the region and is sending people, like, is in charge of everything. And,
It's
like,
like farther than the eye
yeah,
can
you see, maybe, it's farther than the eyes can see.
oh, there it is.
Because she's looking
yeah.
ahead.
She's
to
looking
the-
ahead at the future
Yeah,
as well.
she's projecting what we'll need in 5 years, 10 years, 15
Yeah.
years.
Like, and is in charge of leading whatever the people will be after.
The other thing too is like when people speculate about like the declining birth rates of like you don't get it, if we don't have this amount of babies, we're not gonna have this many people in the workforce in
Yeah.
18 years and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is like someone who's like really into economics.
Yeah.
Someone intimidating, I would assume.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
intimidating.
You don't cast Gwendolyn Christie without being at least
Yeah.
a little bit
A little
intimidated by
Damn
her.
right you
Yeah.
So then for a perfect scene, I kind of imagine like, and we haven't really established if we have phones. Do we have phones? Do we have cell phones?
I think we should
We
have
probably should.
Yeah.
some means of
I think-
communication that's like technology.
I think like
based.
flip phone
Yeah.
type phones, not
Okay,
smartphone.
sure. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, like, like
Everybody has a Motorola Razor.
Yeah.
Convenient way to
Yes.
communicate. Yeah.
or even like a pager system because there
Yeah.
could be like landlines, but not necessarily like that are more like
I
just
love
Private
stone.
landlines.
I love a
Private
landline
lines.
slash
Yeah.
pager. Like you can send, you can text people
Yeah.
one thing. You can't have a text a conversation.
Yeah.
But you can text one thing, or if you're at a physical location, you can
Yeah.
call people.
Yeah.
like landlines, payphones, even.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh, pay phone booths. Phone booths. We can
Yeah.
bring back phone booths.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm into
I think
that.
That's a
Yeah.
very.
I love
Okay.
then also because then we can keep going with like the messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
magic
idea
of
of my perfect scene being this person in like a boardroom meeting, but is clearly in charge of it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of suits, a lot of whatever, but like this, and in theory is being told what to do. But at the end of the day, like all of these people are still trying to win her favor.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People send her like nice pears and like
Yeah.
fancy baskets and like whatever they think.
They can tell her what to do till they're blue in the face, but she gets to decide.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah,
end of the day.
exactly.
Like she's ultimately very like I like the idea that she's actually very pragmatic. Like she's
Yeah.
not actually bribable. She's like, thank you. That was
Yeah,
very nice.
that's
That's
very nice.
exactly
The
what I
pears
was
were
thinking.
delicious.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they give her she gets the
Yeah.
gift basket and then immediately drops it in
Yeah.
like her office garbage.
With,
Yeah, or
with
not even-
all the other gift baskets.
Like I do like the idea that she's intimidating, but not because she's mean, but
No.
she's pragmatic. So it's like she receives a gift basket, and everyone else in the office, she's like, "Hello, everyone! Like the kind neighboring like tri-state area has given us these things.
yeah.
Please, it's in the break room.
Yeah. She
Please
gives you
help yourself."
nothing.
Yeah,
She's just, you're like, what could she be feeling? We're not sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's so professional.
Yeah, extremely professional. Everyone's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah. She never goes to drinks after work.
no.
Very cool.
God, I would
love
work
it.
for her.
Yeah.
So
love this for her.
pragmatic.
Love
I'll
it.
come up with a name shortly.
Sure.
So
No worries.
sexy.
Get it
Oh
to me.
my God.
Mostly I'm just thinking Gwendolyn Christie, and
I was
Gwen?
saying, can we call her Gwen?
Gwen?
Yeah, we can call her Gwen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gwen's such a great name.
Gwen's a
Yeah.
great name.
we share
Shout,
like 3/4
shout out
of
to
a
all the
name.
Gwens listening out there.
Thanks, Gwen.
Thanks, Gwens.
Gwen.
Give us $5 on Patreon. Okay.
the Gwen tier.
Y'all weren't expecting that, were you, Gwen?
Yeah.
You're in it now.
Who's next?
I think I'm
Who's-
next.
Okay.
Man, my crit one really fucked me on this quarter.
You're the one who wanted
I
dice
know,
to determine
man,
the
it's really
order.
Oh, I
Perfect.
really want Gwen to be short for Guinevere.
Guinevere.
Yes.
That's great. I think I also want to make a resident.
Okay.
Oh, but I guess I have to. All right, I'll make a landmark for the constellation.
Okay.
I think the landmark for the constellation is the financial district.
Ooh.
That's where all the high-powered, young, hungry hedge fund people go
Sure.
to make their name.
I think financial district sounds like a region. Can we make it like the stock exchange, like the,
stock
building?
exchange, yeah, the crystal exchange or whatever it is. Yeah, I guess what we want to buy magic. What is the preferred currency? Is it gold? Do we think?
Yeah. See, that's
credit
interesting.
system.
Do we want credits? We can
I
do
think credits. I think
Credits.
credits. So the credits. Yeah.
Then debt can be like, ooh.
Yeah, the credits
thing.
system. So this is where you evaluate the value of different companies and how many credits you think they're worth. This would be where any new magic manufacturers would be like, oh man, we're gonna go public. This is so exciting. Green Flame Blade is gonna blow up the credit market.
GFB.
Yeah.
We're gonna make one serialized meteor storm, and then Post Malone's gonna buy it for $2.6 million.
Oh, that's so funny. That's great.
That was
That was a crazy day.
Yeah.
That was a crazy day. I'm trying to think of what is I don't want to call it the stock exchange. Just trying to think of a cool
The interchange?
the interchange, the line go up.
That's the one.
Here's something we haven't done. We have a lot of the district,
Yeah.
the thing. I would love to name it after someone.
Ooh.
Like a memorial thing. Maybe someone who died in the war.
Yeah. Ooh. Hmm.
And it could be the memorial value exchange.
Yes. The let me think. I wanted to say Benjamin. Something Benjamin.
Benjamin Thrabisher.
Benjamin Thrabisher Memorial Credit Exchange. Benjamin Thrabisher Memorial Credit Exchange. So it's BT
TMCE.
TMCE.
Thrabisher Memorial Credit Exchange.
TMCE. I like that. Yeah, that's where all the tech bros and the finance bros. That's where they go to make their fortune and be scrappy. And so that's where people go. They're big on all the freaking points and the ups and the downs and hedging their bets and all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
And it's a very intense, predominantly masculine environment.
But I also feel like if you live on the ground, if you don't live in a constellation, right? That just looks like
Where money.
people. Well, it looks like people betting on a cockfight,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's those people are betting on our lives.
Yeah. But it's in nice outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Well,
I like it.
that's stock exchanges.
Yowza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Cool.
you talking about? I live in a world that's only lovely and good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How
I
nice
wonder
for
if
you.
there's something similar that other people would call it, how we call our stock exchange the rat race, for example.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's probably something
Yeah.
similar that other people
The
have a
brat
connotation
pack.
with. Yeah. That's it can't, some people say it with pride because they're in it, but most
Yeah.
people are it's not. We
Okay.
don't love
the
that.
the first thing I came up with is the meat market.
The meat market.
Yeah.
Market.
Yeah, the meat market.
Yikes, yeah.
You're
That's
just
really
Betting
good.
on meat. Yeah.
cutting people up and
Yeah.
selling them off to
But
profit.
the proud
Pretty
people
much.
we're fucking butchers, man. We go in there, we cut it
Yeah.
up, we sell it
Oh,
for
the
parts.
butchers.
Oh, amazing. That's really good. I love the meat market.
Meat
That's
market.
really good. Who's next?
Yeah, it's Ian.
Yeah,
it's Ian.
Okay, so how many landmarks do we have?
We have one in every region except the edge now.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna make a resident.
Okay.
He's a resident of the Bara, so he lives right across the street from the statue.
Great.
Ah.
I love it.
He is the former head maker of whatever this spell technology is during the war.
Oh, he was like, the big man.
Yeah, led a division, like a
Yeah.
massive division
Okay.
of making the things,
Okay.
right? He's now out of work because that specific division of it isn't happening anymore. Maybe it's elsewhere, or
Or it
maybe he
got
just
bought
aged,
up.
or got
Yeah.
bought up, or he aged out.
Yeah.
I think he's older. He's like an older guy. He's on the back end.
He's like, he kind of ran out. Like, people were like, you're kind of out of ideas.
Yes.
Like, let the young ones take it over. Like, you're
Cool.
good. You're chilling.
But he
So-
might have been forced into retirement.
Yeah.
earlier.
Right,
Yeah.
forced retirement.
I think
Forced
that's
retirement.
exactly what it was. They're like, we're doing you a favor. You don't want any of this. You don't want any part of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's doing that thing, which is because he's got nothing to do and it probably wasn't a good exit. He's taken all of his money that he's received for that separation and basically lives in like the gambling district.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just spends his time waddling around the casinos,
Yeah.
winning, but mostly losing money.
Oh, brutal. It's like the pachinko parlors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where it's like just a slow bleed. Where it's like I
Yeah.
have enough money to
It's like
subsist.
self-harm almost. It's just like
Yeah.
a little every night.
And he also has just a massive excess of whatever this spell technology is, right? These ampules or these little I keep thinking about them as a mix of what we're talking about, like little glass,
Yeah.
like I'm thinking like there's a love potion one, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a little glass heart with like a gold rim that's like this big,
Yeah.
and in order to activate it, you break it, maybe
Yeah.
like break it on
Well,
your hand.
maybe it's
cute.
this was the spell tech, and then like a rival of his invented like the solid version,
sustainable
and no one
version.
wanted the liquid with the breaking
Yeah,
of
the
the
one
glass
use,
anymore.
the one use
The one
ones.
use.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
I feel like
that.
this might be something akin to like a healing potion or something.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I like it too because you can have boxes and boxes of all these like multicolored little. There's these little shapes that are glass and metal and color.
Yeah.
And he's got just a fuck
Too
ton
many.
of them
Yeah.
collecting dust.
They
Yeah.
can't sell,
Yeah.
can't do
Because who
anything
needs
with
a
it.
healing potion now that the war is over?
Right. Yeah.
And also like who
Well,
needs
we-
a single use healing potion?
Yeah.
If,
There it
yeah,
is.
if you have like the crystal for cure wounds, what do you need a one use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the party, you guys can go visit him and get one-off combat.
He's gonna be like
items.
our favorite guy.
I think that's something so interesting too, like in the mechanics of D&D of like, oh, if they're healers who know healing spells that are pretty much like good to go, or if we now have a school of healers
Yeah.
that now that we've been able to harness the magical technology for it, then like, yeah, all the more like prototypical items, that would be a reason why certain magic items are really rare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I think your guy is kind of like the Nikola Tesla to whoever's
Yes.
running the world.
Oh,
Yes.
my God.
Can we call him Nikolai?
Nicola. Or Nikolai?
Also, I was gonna say he should be like sort of an outsider because we've got a Guinevere and we've got a Benjamin.
Yeah.
So I wonder if his name's like Thorgun. You know, like
Thorgun.
he's like a
Cute.
like a Swedish guy. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
From a different place.
yeah.
But
I like that.
Thorgan with two N's.
Thorgun
Thorgun.
Boomslong. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boomslonk?
What was the no? That's like that Boomslang is what I was.
I wrote it down.
I like
Right.
Boomslunk.
Boomslong.
With two A's and one of them has an umlaut over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that was the last one for this round. So we're gonna have another event.
Woohoo. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, that's the thing about events. They can be bad or they can be good. I think someone goes beyond the edge and outside the city, after the city's established, after these things already exist, finds a new building resource. You know, like what's that technique that they have in Japan where they kind of like grow straight shoots out of the trunk of a tree and it's like completely sustainable wood forever?
Oh, I did
Yeah.
not know that.
This is the thing where there's like some technique where you can kind of manipulate the growth of a tree, like cut it off at a certain point, and then they grow like just straight shoots,
Wow.
kind of like
Yeah.
bamboo on top of a tree trunk.
It's called
And
like
then-
pollarding or
Yeah.
something. But
Wild.
part of it is that you have to cut off every branch of it in order to make it go, and some people don't love that. It makes
Interesting.
really weird tree trunks.
Yeah, so I think that the event is the discovery of a new building material
Okay.
on the ground.
Okay.
Is it someone from the city who went out, or is it just someone who made a discovery, just like not in city?
I don't want to get that
grounds?
specific. I think that there is a new building
Okay.
material available
From outside.
It's it's cheap and like easy to get, but not as durable.
Is it of this world or whatever world we were in battle with?
Attack
That's the
back.
unanswered
That could be an
question.
unanswered question.
Yeah.
Is it of
Like,
this
where did
world?
this
I'm
come
gonna
from?
write that down. Do you want to write it down?
Yeah, write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Who nat 20? Bex nat 20 this
Yes.
round?
Stupid
Sorry,
nat
Ian kind of jumped ahead with
Yeah,
a
I like
question.
it. He
Good
deserved
question.
it.
Thank you.
I think a biased opinion is that it is not durable. It is not to be trusted. Why would you want to deal with this when you have what we have?
Yeah.
This is a stupid idea to bring it in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's breaking.
Let's break it.
Big piece of it just broke.
Yeah, just exactly break it.
piece
So
broke,
a
fell.
Yeah.
really sizable
Everyone's
chunk
dead.
broke. Yeah. I think this is a biased opinion in response to that opinion, which is they're afraid that we'll have what they have. Like, we have this new commodity. It's from the surface. We can get it. We can build our shit up. We're gonna prosper. They're trying to keep us down. We can't trust them because
Yeah.
they just want to profit and keep themselves elevated. But like, we'll build it better here.
One of the
Yeah.
biases from my side is it's not safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And theirs is like, why wouldn't it be safe? It's the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Legit.
Yeah, I think like the main underlying thing is like we'll build it better here, and they're afraid of it.
I like that.
I guess mine is, I guess it's a question, is like, what was the purpose of the expedition? What are the mechanics or the motivations for why this discovery was made at all?
Or like, how was this found?
yeah, like what you just randomly decided to just go explore? Like who's behind
What
this?
prompted this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what motivated this need to discover a new resource?
And also, corollary, what were you really looking for if you just found this?
Exactly. Yeah.
What were
It's
you
giving
trying to
survivor
find?
immunity idols. Why were you out there, huh? What were you looking for?
What exactly were you trying to find? Because I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's great. I love it.
Can I provide a consequence even though I secret went first?
Fucking fine, I guess.
Maybe a consequence is that there is a mysterious group past the edge that is that has a head start on utilizing this resource.
Ooh. What if
Yeah,
what
like
if they
that
found
niche,
like
that smell.
farms?
What's
they
that?
found farms for this resource. Or like they found evidence that it had been harvested previously, which is how they knew they could harvest it.
People were using it, so then they started.
It's giving Columbus.
Oh.
It is giving Columbus.
Just powerful secret groups.
Very cool. So let's move on to round. I think we have enough time for a round 5 of this.
Ooh.
Let's do one more round of regions, landmarks, and resonance. I'll roll one more time.
I got a nat 20.
Fuck.
You were supposed to get it this time.
I
We
know I
all
was. I
rolled
really
one. You
wanted
can have
it.
this one.
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
I got
No,
a
you
nat.
can
No,
do
I
it.
went first anyway. I
Okay,
used-
you just do it. That's
Okay, I got a
yours
nat. I got a nat 20,
Yeah.
and Lynn got a nat 9.
now. Great.
Okay.
13.
19.
Whoa. Okay, Ian, with your nat 20, you're first.
Oh, do you have a new compass for this round?
Oh, right. I forgot to name the compass. Thank you so much, Lynn. Yeah, the compass for this round. Ooh, great question. We've done a lot of the city and the social infrastructure. I think what interested me so much about that last bit is the natural resource built into it. So I think natural is going to be our compass for this round.
Love it.
Natural.
Yeah. Like, let's incorporate the city into the world it lives in a little more, maybe. But still creating things that are within the city.
I love that.
Okay.
Great.
Is that a lie? Are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm stalling for time.
Got it.
No, I'm trying to decide if that means that we want to do something in the city or if we can go down to the ground. I know that means we can go anywhere we want.
I think this is still a region of our city.
Great.
This is still like a neighborhood of the city, but maybe it's a processing plant. Maybe it's a.
No, that's totally fine. No, that answers my question. Okay, I'm going to make a landmark in the edge.
Cool.
And the landmark is a huge grain farm.
Okay.
Right? To make grain and bread for everyone around.
Cool. And it's the central grain facility for the whole city.
Yeah.
This is where the grain comes from.
Yes, except I even hesitate to use the word facility because it feels more rural, older, because out on the edge. So it's like
So I mean, that's fair, but like rural towns have sawmills.
Yeah.
It can be even a complex of things.
That's a good point. That's a fair point. I think I'm also thinking that it makes food actually just for people on the ground. It's like more of a local thing than a massive everyone thing.
It's still a regular farm.
Oh.
And
It's like a
mill.
farm to table situation.
Yeah, it's like a family.
Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's a part of the city that when they were establishing the city after the war, after the hovering thing picked a spot and said, here's where the city's going to be. And because that means they planned the lower city, right? They
Sure.
built it for everyone or found it and spruced it up. But like there was some planning involved in that. And here is the part where all of the farmland is, and we will allot it to people of the city.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of co-op-y, vegetable garden-y, but like it's massive. It's fields and fields and fields.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this specific landmark is this. It's like a stone farmhouse building that's like run by a family, and they make bread for like, I don't know. Let's say they make bread for.
Okay, so there's a family that institutionally is like they're the ones that make the best bread.
It's the
Yeah.
bakers.
They're the yeah.
With their tray.
Oh yeah,
Like
there it is.
sometimes.
There it is. It's like maybe it's where you go. Maybe it's where you go if you come out of like the Bakers Guild school, right? It's like
Baker
that.
as a family name, but like as a guild name instead.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Got me. Should have write one down.
I'm going to make a resident Cecilia Baker.
Oh,
She's the eldest daughter of the family that owns the mill or who runs the mill. And she somehow got a commuter pass. So she brings bread to the meat market. She has a little stand. She makes a killing. Everybody tries to hit on her. She's not about it. And she brings the money back. But she's like one of the few edge civilians who consistently goes to the constellation, and she seems very out of place when she's there.
She's
So
the
she-
breadwinner.
She's the
of
breadwinner.
family.
that's the high concept, baby.
She's the breadwinner, absolutely. So yeah, her little scene would be, she just every day she goes up with her offerings. She has a little stand in what I guess is effectively like the Times Square of the meat market. And there's other stands that do similar stuff, but it's breads and rolls and all this stuff. And she's very sweet and she's very friendly. But she's also very like worldly. And she's been doing this for a long time. Yeah.
She's as sweet as her sticky buns.
Yeah. But she is not but she's not no spring chicken.
Not to be
nice.
trifled with.
She's not to be
Trifle.
trifled with.
It's funny because that
I'm
makes
on
her
a roll.
worldlier than her. Jesus. She's worldlier than her neighbors in the Edge, and also worldlier than anybody she'll meet in the constellation.
Absolutely.
Everywhere she goes, she's like
A little
weary, a little
too
worldly.
wise,
Yeah.
A little too sus. She's
love
like, I don't
that.
know about all this.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's really good.
I'll also do a landmark.
Okay.
And I think I want this in the constellation, but
Okay.
a distillery. I'm thinking, post Cold War or Gilded Age or whatever. Like, it's a raucous party.
Hell yeah.
Where's the party coming from? I think that the distillery is not in the entertainment district because that'd be weird.
But it's like an exclusive members club.
Yeah, it's very like they need to know your name at the door. No walk-ins allowed.
The kind of place that the noir detective always has to get past the bouncer to get the clue from.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like a champagne lounge almost.
Mhm. I'm thinking of this one speakeasy I went into Berlin that was an underpass, but inside was the nicest place in the world, and I was
Wow.
very underdressed. I did not know we were going there. But it's discreet, it's exclusive.
Mhm.
But they also make their own shit. And when I say distillery, sure, alcohol, but probably also some other natural substance
Mm.
that has become bespoke,
Like
especially
snuff?
in the upper.
I
city,
love
yeah.
snuff as like a storytelling device.
It's always because it's like it's
People have those fancy boxes.
it's got fancy
Yeah.
boxes. Everybody's got a weird character tick they do when they do it.
Yeah, it's something akin to that. That's like,
Dust.
and because this is the source, it's the cleanest shit
Ooh.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like, this is the source of it.
I got a resident for your brewery. Your distillery is
Yeah.
the brewer.
Yeah.
He's a little bit unhinged. He's really in stark contrast to the his surroundings, the distillery itself is so posh, and he's so not that.
Yeah.
He doesn't spend a lot of time in the front of the house. He never.
I like the idea that this is a Jekyll and Hyde situation, but the Jekyll is the establishment and he's the Hyde.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if the people who were in charge of this place could find someone else to do it, they absolutely would.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
this guy is not
brilliant.
it.
He's brilliant, but he's not suitable for front of house.
No.
He's brilliant and broken.
Yeah.
And it's
Ooh.
like he almost wants to craft like the beautiful world he can't be a part of.
Ooh.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, and brilliant but broken, I think, are good themes
Yeah.
for probably multiple systems and people throughout this world in particular.
Damn.
I think everyone calls him Brewer. Nobody knows his name.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. That's really great. And they just call him the brewer, he, him pronouns?
Not even just Brewer.
Brewer, like a
Brewer.
name.
Like
Brewer.
Rooster.
Yeah.
Brewer.
I love it.
Brewers Million.
Not his name, but no one knows that.
Right. Well, then there's like different branding to different parts of the town where like in the constellation, it's like, look at this, the thing that really is like the culmination of your ultimate desire. And in the lower version is like, have a version of what they have upstairs come to your door.
Yeah.
And like bringing you a little bit of the luxury that you couldn't find elsewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Spicy. I love it.
I think what's interesting with like the guild system and like even with this naming, I think that there's probably a similar naming convention now of like, oh, your job title is your family as much as your bloodlines are your family. And I
Yeah.
think that will tie in really interestingly to the like obligation and devotion stuff of like, oh, which name do you use, your surname or your guild name?
You are what you do.
Mhm.
Maybe people. Ooh. Is it like there's like a maiden name and then job title?
Yeah.
You're married
Like-
to your job. What if there's like a marriage style ceremony
Well-
where you commit yourself to
You
your
can get
trade?
the ceremony spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with some pun that was like bar mitzvah, but with tools, and I couldn't think of something fast enough. Or here's another thing. What if like you're generally known by your occupation, but your blood family has a secret name that you only tell to like very close
Oh,
friends?
I
and
love
That's
it.
very
That's like, yeah, in
intimate.
like the Japanese society where you like refer to everybody by their last name. And then
Yeah.
it's like very intimate if you refer to somebody by their first name.
Right.
And
So
there's
so
also-
the first name is like the common name. The general last name is what you do and
Yes.
what your family has done. If there's caste, I don't know.
I have a comp for your bar mitzvah but with tools thing.
Okay.
Which is in the Tinkerbell direct to DVD animated movie.
Okay.
You get born, you're like, boom, welcome to the world, fairy, here's your wings, and then a bunch of floating objects surround you. And whichever one you grab, that's your job forever. So she grabs a hammer and they're like, you're a Tinker Fairy and you can't be anything else. Have fun with all the Tinker Fairies in Tinker part of the world. And that's why her name
his
is Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Oh my, that's so
The
sad.
lore involved.
Absolutely, and the real disparity is that there's some fairies who have like weather powers, like fall, like spring, and all these things, and they get to go to the mainland in the human world, and they get to like move the seasons along. But the Tinker fairies and the other working class fairies don't get to go to the mainland because they have no purpose in going there.
Wow. So
Heartbreaking.
true.
That's so funny.
Well, that's a thing in a lot of Asian cultures. You have like money, a pen,
Oh.
like a paintbrush, etc. Like they're like collections of things where it's like, what will you be suited towards? Like what draws you in as a baby is going to be what will draw you in life.
in life.
That's
So it
actually
can be
all
like-
over my TikToks is people with their babies and like reaching towards
but
things.
it's like
and then-
Pokemon starters on my TikTok feed.
Ah.
It's like
Mine
the
is-
3 Pokemon toys.
Mine
Yeah.
is parents with like a whole thing, and then there's a little slip that says OnlyFans, and the baby goes to that.
I bet you there's a parent like dangling something just beyond camera for
100%.
the bit.
It's just for the bit.
Nothing is
Yeah.
real.
Amazing. Was that the whole round? Is it event time?
I think so.
Yeah, it's event time.
Time for something to
I think so.
happen?
I don't actually know.
I definitely want to know about the time that there has to have been one time when people living in the lower city like stormed the elevators. Where they like there was like a protest or a riot or a
Yeah, an
uprising.
occupation type
Yeah.
situation.
Where they the Occupy elevators movement.
yeah.
It probably involved a lot of people from the come up.
Yeah.
Probably intelligence from people who came down who already had commuter passes or like handed them off to people, and there was coordination there. There was people from various districts reacting in various ways. Let's go around and find out.
Ooh. Are we using the same roll from this round?
Yes.
Okay,
so
cool.
Ian, you had the nat 20. It was gifted to you.
It was gifted to me.
It's a special gift.
It really is. So when it happened, a lot of there needed to be a lot of soldiers to go down and deal with the people trying to get in the elevator, right?
Probably, yeah.
But there was less soldiers because it was post-war, so it pulled all of like the street constables and stuff off of their positions.
Yes.
Right? And so while they were off defending the elevator or dealing with the riot, the rest of the upper city was completely unpoliced for like a large portion of time.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hours.
Yeah. And potentially some nefarious dealings happened in that time.
Oh, consequence, like upper city crime has a window.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right. And additionally, maybe, you know, some of those people got hurt or killed in defending. So post the consequences, there's less constables around. There's less, like the city's a little bit scarce for
constables.
Yeah.
Which means Gwen's got her work cut out for her.
Yeah.
Whether she likes it or not.
Yeah, and it's like no one wants to be a constable, especially because a bunch of constables just died.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Very good. Mayana.
The consequence as well, it was a group of students who led the uprising. And the students who, like the schools that those students represented now have like a reputation for being like bad or like bad influences. Yeah. So so people have been less keen to be sorted or selected or placed in those schools or those roles.
Yeah. Great.
All constables are bastards.
Hey.
So true.
Good to say it up front on this show.
Yeah.
Well, aside from that being a biased opinion, all constables are bastards.
No, that's an objective opinion.
It is. That's why I can't use it as my bias, because it's objective. Bias opinion from the boots on the ground is they're okay with us dying. They want us to die. They'd rather us die than give us our place in the stars.
Dang.
I am quiet because I'm writing that exact phrase down. Mostly I've been writing notes. I'm writing that exact
That's
phrase
great.
down.
Oh, thanks.
Damn, dude.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the sick words.
Lynn.
I think this will tie into that, which is an unanswered question from both sides, is will everyone go up or will everyone come down?
What goes up must come down.
Yes.
A question.
Yes.
The unanswered question.
Okay.
When will it all come down?
Again.
Again.
Part 2.
We had that one. Yeah.
I know.
How long
Part
until it
2.
all comes down?
I think like that
But 2.0.
phrase has so many layered meanings.
That
of like what
that
will
phrase
come
is
down.
graffitied on walls in
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
What a world full of complex layers and ideologies. Hey there, it's Misha. This is the rest stop. Come take a break beside the path with me, just until we catch our breath. Thank you for hanging with us as we built out this world. It's a thrill to have you with us as we get ready to play our first game and tell our first story. We actually recorded these episodes a while ago, and we've already been playing around in this world for a little bit now. And I might be biased, but I think there's some people out there that are really going to like it. I don't know for sure, but that's just the feeling I get. If you like what you're hearing and you want to help us grow and reach more folks, please spread the word. A new podcast needs all the help it can get to let people know we're here doing a cool thing. You can find us most places you find podcasts, and we also have links at our website, wanderingpathpod.com. Okay, that's it for now. Let's get back on the path and back to the show. So now, let's pivot in our final section here into coming up with characters.
Yes.
So once again, I have a list of 7 questions with sub-questions.
Okay.
I'm going to read them all out, and we can talk about it. And just as a focus, obviously we're playing D&D, have a thought to what mechanical build you want, but this is the part where we're coming up with narrative
more
characters.
people-based
And we
as
can kind
opposed
of
to
figure out
mechanics.
what the mechanics of it are that fit later.
Cool.
That said, if you have cool builds, pure mechanics that you like and you want to include, we'll figure that out too. So here are my questions for the characters round. Number 1, who are you? Where do you come from? What do you want more than anything in the world? Perhaps consider if you were one of our residents from the previous segment, what would your high concept be? For example, Cecilia Baker was the breadwinner. Question 2. What do you believe in? What was your first experience with belief? What first made you doubt? What now makes you hope and strive even despite doubt? Question 3. What's your greatest strength? What happens when it gets taken too far? Question 4. How did you get involved with the group? What's your role? Question 5. Who do you trust the most, either in the party or outside of it? Who do you trust the least? Question 6. What do you hope others think about you? What do you fear others think about you? And question 7 is, do you owe any debts? And if so, to who?
So much, Misha.
But they're good questions.
They're
so
great questions.
good.
Yeah, they're great. And you
Yeah,
know
I feel like
they're
I should
good
answer this about myself.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
have
damn,
a sit
like-
down with some coffee.
Yeah,
and a
some
cup of
chamomile tea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I've got this soft spot for a character that I want to play that's like raised to be the queen bee, but wants to be a drone,
Oh.
wants to be the worker.
That for me immediately makes me think that that's someone from the constellation who found a new life in the come up.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm from the constellation. I am in the come up, and that is where I want to remain. I want to work for the greater good. I want to work for other people. I want to be part of something, not the leader of something.
That's cool. That's great. That's such a wide array of Dungeons and Dragons class options
Yeah.
for that. So many classes want to be part of something.
I've been watching so much. I can't even say I've been watching anime. I've just been watching clips of anime.
I love
on
that.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is taking over my life. If
I love YouTube.
if the people who run YouTube are listening,
Oh, I can tell some
I
of them.
appreciate you, but also
Ooh.
fuck you.
Tell them what up. You're
Cool.
you're the platform I watch more than any other streaming service combined,
100%
And
every
that's-
night.
And that's on record.
and that's on God.
And that's a rock fact.
And that's a rock fact.
So the reason I say that is because I've been watching so much of that sort of like positively thinking, unsinkable, like young guy main character.
Monkey to Luffy.
Yes, Luffy, Naruto, all of these people.
Yes.
So
Luffy.
just as a vibe, I think I'm just getting like young Baker.
Okay.
Young Baker who has huge dreams
Aw.
of one day making it into the constellation. Yeah, maybe becoming like, because if you're a baker on the ground, maybe you think one day you'll get to be like head baker of all the bakers.
So
Yeah.
Cecilia is senpai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Cecilia.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
this
could
role.
I come with you this time? Oh my God, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she noticed me.
Exactly.
Wow.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Cool. I
Call
love that.
Cecilia Cece.
So do you
Cece! Don't
are
call me
you
that.
Yeah.
so do you make bread? Are you like a chef who's trying to perfect their craft? Are you a farmer with big goals? Are you like a businessman trapped in a farmer's place?
I think I'm a junior baker.
Aw, I love it.
The yep, yes, yesing was I didn't want to set this rule, but like let's say everyone in this world wore colored, that metaphor I keep coming back to, colored coats depending on what they do.
Sure.
This baker does not have a coat. This baker has an apron that's always covered in flour.
Got it. Okay.
Adorable.
He's got a little flower on his nose.
Yeah.
Who's the guy, the male character from Kiki's Delivery Service?
Oh, Tombo.
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 It's very Tombo energy.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
Tomboed in a campaign before.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sure, that sounds great.
Yeah, Tomboing sounds fun.
That's so fun.
Continue to use that man's name as a verb. I love it so much, actually.
People should, don't disrespect the name.
You should tombo more
some
often.
respect on the
Tombo's
name.
gonna Tombo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
I think I want to do a character who is like a waitress in the Bara district. And she has aspirations to either be like a designer of some kind. She wants to make the spell thingies.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
the closest she can get is old man guy. So she, after her shifts, she'll like come and check on him and make sure he's like drinking water. But then she also like asks him about his time making spells, and she'll bring little prototypes and like things to him and get his critiques.
Yeah.
You know, like And I think her dream is to be like one of the best spell crafters the world has ever seen.
Amazing.
Hanging out with old man Thorgan.
Yeah, old
Yeah,
man Thorgan, and she's wiping tables and dealing with drunk college kids and
I love
barely
that.
getting any sleep, but she just wants to make spells. And
How old is she? Is she also like college age?
yeah, I think she she couldn't afford it, or like
Yeah.
she just chose not to do it. So it's people her age who are like, I don't see you on campus, and she's like, you wouldn't.
Ooh.
Please don't throw up again.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love the youthful energy that's
Yeah.
happening. It's all seemingly young. That's happening.
Young, sexy teens.
Yeah. Yeah. Gossip
XOXO Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Guys, let's just do Gossip Girl.
Gossip
campaign.
Girl.
The Constellation's really a fifth character of the show.
We spent 4 hours building this world. We interact with absolutely none of it, and we just do like
Gossip
an
Girl.
hourly Gossip Girl show
That would be so funny.
in this world.
I hate that.
So much strife, but we
We
deal
can get
with
him
none of it.
actually. He does podcasts now.
So yeah, I love the youthful energy. I'll stick with that.
Okay.
I'm still formulating it in my head, but I think it's like, the aspiration and what you're put into are not the same. So like, is probably someone who committed to a track in the come up and has realized kind of late in the game, this is not what I want to do.
Ooh, brutal.
This might be like maybe too strong of a parallel to this actual universe that we live in. But like someone is like, oh, like STEM is the way to go. Like that. That's
Yeah, you gotta do
do it. You
STEM.
gotta do STEM. That's your way up. That's your way up. That's your way up. And then like once the heart fell, was like.
Oh, I love. Please interact with the
Yeah.
events that have happened.
Yeah, and I
already in
think
the
it's like
game.
the idea of like, but people are still like pushing STEM and everything's like the heart fell. Like, is that a failure of these engineers? Is that the failure of STEM? But like at the end of the day, it's like, no, that's a failure of the heart. Like,
Ugh.
people are after the events of like the student uprising, etc. Just like, no, people got hurt and everyone's focusing on the security and no one's taking care of the people after.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, I put all of my energy towards like the engineering and everything. That's like the aspiration that was handed to me. That's now my obligation. Where it's like, the point was to help people, and right now the help that needs happening.
Yeah.
That's not.
The happened
language.
happened.
Happening happens. If something else bad happens, we don't have healers anymore.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And like that's kind of like, is it all going to come down? When will it all come down? Kind of this unanswered question for my character is, when all of the soldiers and the healers are gone, what happens when the next big thing happens?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a soldier.
And there's also something to, like your parents or like the forces upon
Yeah.
you in your early days were like, the way to get to the constellation. There's an easy way. The constellation always needs people in the core, in the engineering core. You need to maintain if you're there to maintain infrastructure, they will always need you.
They'll always keep you around.
And then it sounds like at some point you might have had a change of heart of like, actually, the important infrastructure here is the people, because the
Yeah.
people can repair the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people are the
absolutely.
actual infrastructure of the city.
Yeah.
And I was told wrong.
Yeah.
And I think weirdly, my character is in love with Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the thing is like sees this person, and that can be a something that can crack later on. But I think there's an opportunity there of like, oh, I see someone who is very professional, who does care about the future, but ultimately the future to this person is the people.
Yeah.
Like is in control of where people are placed, how they're taken care of, what they learn, what they do. That role should be the person in charge of people. And
Did they
this
work closely with Gwen?
maybe probably works in student affairs, like takes the part-time job at the phonathon, you
Yeah.
know? I'm really talking
maybe
about my own friends.
maybe uses that as their like work hours, even
Yeah.
though everyone else in the STEM job
They're
is
doing
all
labs.
Yeah, they're doing
Yeah, they're
labs
doing
and
labs
you're
and
doing
I'm
admin.
not.
taking. You're
Admin.
working. Wait, yeah, and maybe they judge you a little for that.
Yeah. It's like admin or even like,
Her assistant.
yeah.
Oh,
We could do that.
Part-time
cute.
assistant.
No, I think there's something there that's like either throwing like a healing track, like a healer track, or something else that's like, or maybe there's a track missing.
Gwen's not an idiot. Gwen's
Yeah.
like, why are you doing this still? Like
Yeah.
you've long since exceeded your hours. Like you're barely taking classes.
I
this
think this would be
term.
a very interesting point of view to bring a cleric
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's
Well,
like
clerics can be anything.
Yeah, it can be
Yeah.
anything. But I think like this would be a very interesting way of like instead of like the god-based system, it's like what I was talking about earlier, like, oh, a person is representative of a value.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like this might be how I commune with that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of started thinking about Warden of
Mm.
being like being raised to be a leader. Maybe it was a military leader and wanting to be like, if I have to be part of this machine, I want to support, I want to help. I don't want to attack. I want to
Yeah.
support.
Yeah. Warden is the class from Valda's, which is very much like tank and, sentinel movement, protecting other people, standing in the way of harm.
Amazing.
I don't know if you can come from a military background.
Because
It's
there's
sort
no
of the
military.
But maybe a military family, and they said, you don't have to do the military because it doesn't exist, but we have great expectations for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people who are 5-star generals have great expectations of
yes.
the children.
Started as a Nepo baby. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want this.
It's
Yeah.
probably someone who's like, no, you're going into finance. Like that's the next route.
Yeah.
Like we're strategic mindsets. We have power. You should have domain and dominion over other people. In this world, it's finance, baby.
Yeah. And I don't want power over people. I want to support people.
Yeah.
Right. And
You'll
you
put in the econ track.
Yeah, and
So
because it's
funny.
such a stratified system, like you still, even if it's going to be fine for you when you get out of school, like you still have to start at the bottom rung. So you're at this apprentice type position or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only question left is kind of like how y'all know each other. Like,
Yeah.
what do we want the party to be? And how did y'all get together? And
Are we all in the come up?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm
only
in
two of you.
the party district, but the party district, did we say the party district was on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay. So that's great.
And the coolest part about like Did You Say Street Magic is it talks about like concepts, but it doesn't tell you to make a map. So the come up can be right next to the bar. Like there
Yeah,
can
that
be
makes
adjacent.
sense.
That would make
Yeah.
That
sense
makes
too.
so much sense.
I think then
That would
my
be perfect for the students.
Yeah.
I think
More
my
students.
character is friends with Cecilia, and so that's how I know you because we're around the same age,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure she knows that I'm very poor, so she probably brings me food.
What kind of restaurant is it?
Oh, the restaurant where I work, I think it's a like. It's like a BJ's. It's like Pazookies. You sing for people's birthday.
Oh, terrible.
But it tries to look cool. It's like a
Okay.
cool BJ's. So people go there, they get the giant fishbowl drink. There's like karaoke Wednesdays.
But the floor is a little sticky.
They're always a little sticky. Yeah, and like you have to be super nice. You have to be so nice.
I'm
when you're
imagining
working there.
truly a Red Robin.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
Red Robin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yum.
But with dimmer lights.
I'm gonna ask some questions and then I'm gonna make a pitch. How do you know
That's fine.
Cecilia?
How do I know Cecilia? Ooh, I think I know Cecilia because she came in with her family one time, and it was weird. I usually don't see edge types
Yeah.
in our establishment, and I think maybe it was like someone's birthday, and they thought it would be like they were like, let's try Vegas.
Yeah.
And they were like, we don't like Vegas. But she I could tell that she and I had like a banter. And it was one of those things where I was on break and I was just like, do you want to hang out?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to just like chat for a little bit? And then so I'll try and go out and see her sometimes whenever she's working or whatever. She'll come visit me every once in a while and bring me some extra bread.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
so
you
I
and
want
her- oh, sorry.
I want to play this.
Yes.
Is that night when you guys are like hanging out and she's like, by the way, you're like sandwich really good, bread terrible.
Yeah. Oh.
My younger brother actually like kind of needs a way to prove himself. Do you guys want to
a
like
new
set
bread
up
purveyor?
Yeah.
Yes, I would love that. I hate the sandwiches here.
and
And then
so,
as she says that, like I literally fall out of the alleyway, like 4 blocks down, being like, "Hey, Cecilia, I found this like cool place down the block."
A puff of flour comes up.
Yeah, knocking so many metal trash cans over.
like Pigpen from Charlie Brown, but you're a flower.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so funny.
With my hard sole shoes clicking on the
Oh my
cobblestones as I
God.
run towards you guys. I found this other thing over here.
That's so funny.
oh, because do you?
Oh, hi.
Hi, how's it going?
They desperately need better bread.
Yeah. Do you make bread?
Do I make bread?
Do you?
Oh, yeah, no, I make a lot of
Okay,
bread.
awesome. Okay, cool. I'll introduce you to he's he's a little angry guy, so I'm gonna go like set the scene for him, and then you come in.
I don't care where the bread comes from. Does it cost me more money?
No, I think it'll be about comparable.
Fine, take care of it.
Okay, thank you. All right, you're hired.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Whoa.
Great. That's how you know each other.
Magic.
I love the idea that you and Cecilia were on like your respective smoke breaks. Specifically, like Cecilia is just like
Cecilia needs smoke breaks from the rest of her family.
Yeah,
Yes,
for the rest of the family.
I have to take a cigarette outside because you are too loud.
Yeah.
I would pitch. So is it that I'm baking bread in the BJ's, or am I delivering our bread to the BJ's?
I think in my mind it was you're baking your bread wherever you bake
And then
things.
bringing it
at
Part
your
of it- one of your
bakery.
clients is this.
Yes.
Yeah, you're now our
you have your own
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Bread
And the
cart.
restaurant, Senior Frogs. No. Senior Boggs.
box.
No.
There is something to Boggins.
Boggins. I like
Boggins.
Boggins.
Toboggan.
Boggins.
Let's go to
Boggins
Boggins.
Bistro.
Boggins Bistro.
Yeah,
Boggins Bistro.
And does not deserve bistro.
It does not. Bistro. I don't know how
Bistro spelled wrong.
Yeah, it's spelled
Beast.
BEESTRO.
And it's-
Is there a
Bistro.
mascot?
Yes, it's a
Absolutely.
giant bee. Boggins Bistro.
And thank goodness you don't have to wear the costume anymore.
I know. I really
Anymore.
I know anymore. I've been here long enough that now it's whoever's the newest has to wear the costume.
That's the costume. That's the bee costume where the stinger is on a spring. So
Yeah.
wherever you're moving, the
It's
stinger's
like
just
boing,
constantly
boing,
boinging.
boing.
Can that be my new job? Can that be my new
want-
job? That's how I know
Are
you.
you Boggins Bee?
I'm
You're Boggins
Boggins
Bee?
B. I
Wait,
eat-
on the weekends, like when
on
you're
the weekends, I'm Boggins B.
Oh my god!
While I was saying Boggins B in my head, I'm going Bebo Boggins.
Boggins.
BB Boggins.
why do you keep coming down to the surface on the weekends?
I don't come down. I live on
You
the
live
surface
Oh,
now.
Bex,
Yeah.
Bex is in the come up.
I live in the come up.
Oh,
I moved down.
I keep thinking the come up is up there too.
No.
So we're all down. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all-
Constellation up here, engineering core up here,
Everything.
Yeah.
down below, entertainment district, come up the edge.
The only
Got
people we know who go to the Constellation are Cecilia and your family.
And speaking of that, I don't have debts, but I have obligations to family.
Yeah.
I'm a Nepo baby.
Yeah, so when I was talking about debts, I do mean abstractly as well.
Yeah, I have debts to my family.
You
That
have
was
to
the
do the
question that I
Gilmore Girls
immediately-
rule, which is you have dinner with them every Friday night.
Truly, it's Shabbat.
What does your
Yeah.
family think about you being the bistro bee?
Oh, they hate it.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
was gonna say, do they know?
One sibling knows. Parents do not know.
Yeah.
Extended family does not know. Only this sibling knows, and this sibling has been sworn to secrecy, and they only know because they happened to be there
Yes.
on
be
that
there?
weekend.
Oh, so you're both
To be
pointing.
there.
You're both Spider-Man
Yeah.
going.
Meh.
I'll
like,
tell that you were there.
Yeah, that's great.
What were you doing at the Devil's Sacrament?
It's like I live right next door. I go to college, and I want to be part of the community. And the best way to do that as a Nepo baby is to like join the workforce.
Oh, that's
yeah.
literally like the other NYU kids that I knew that
But-
like got part-time jobs. I'm like, you don't need this.
But also
Use some
that's-
for the rest of us.
I think there's also something to like that's why you have no context for how shitty a job this is going to be before you take it.
Oh
None
yeah,
whatsoever.
you're like this
So
is
it's
great, it's
still-
an acting role.
So you still hate it. It still sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it
I think
sucks.
there's like a piece of me that's like trying to be optimistic about it, but it's the worst job in this terrible restaurant.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's not fun at all. I feel bad for
I
you.
want everyone to know that I've been thinking of the Jolly Bee mascot this whole time.
I have
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
With
like
the
that.
gloves.
With
Yeah.
the gloves.
Which is
Ooh,
an
people take
ins-
pictures with you.
Yeah,
you
I'm
visit all the
mostly-
tables.
And it's got big because it's
Yeah,
in the
big
entertainment
eyes.
district. Big anime eyes.
big
Yeah.
anime eyes. Yeah.
But I'm also imagining all the videos I've seen of like the Jolly Bee mascot busting it down. Like that's kind of like a prerequisite for
Yeah,
people
those-
to get hired for
yeah.
that role.
Those like Elsa.
Yeah.
Those Elsa dance videos.
I think I discovered like that side of me, like being able to put on the thing and not have anybody know who I am, just
Oh, yeah.
unleashed an aspect to like being able to actually be a dancing bee.
Yes, and also it's humbling because people treat you very differently.
Humbling and bumbling.
Humbling and
bumbling.
bumbling.
Jesus.
There we go. There's mine.
I hate
You are so good at making honey rolls now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, honey rolls.
Yeah.
I thought you meant dice rolls, and
No.
I was like, explain.
No. no. You're a baker.
100%. Which leads me to this question. We were talking about classes earlier.
Yeah.
Could you be a bard class, but it's not music that you're playing? It's bread
It's
and
bread
food.
dough.
Okay, so yes, I constantly in Dungeons and Dragons games, I'm always trying to figure out how to play a chef character.
I love that.
I love it.
We got one, baby.
Really well. So here's the thing. I think the best way to do it actually is to become. One of the things in D&D is a background, which is separate from class.
Okay.
And you can be a guild artisan background as a cook.
Yes. Yes.
It gives you enough benefits where, like, at a short rest, you can cook meals for everybody, and like you can have items in your inventory that like can buff people.
I love it.
But like trying to do a chef class where you like build in crafting things as part of the class, like it gets a little complex.
What could be interesting would be working with alchemist in
Artificer or
Valdos.
alchemist, yeah.
Alchemist.
Like, and by like, baking is chemistry.
Yeah, you
so,
make
like,
bread in the shape of a shield, and it gives you like mage
Yeah.
armor.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's pretty good.
That's cute as hell.
Like the little rolls are shaped in whatever thing they do.
Yeah, which means you definitely have a materia sphere in like your KitchenAid.
Oh,
Yes.
for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
100%.
That's sick.
That's so fun.
cute. I like the idea of your backpack as being like a miniature oven.
Oh, cute. Yeah, so you can cook on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I was thinking about it, I think what y'all talking about is much more mechanically sound. The reason I was thinking about it in terms of bard stuff is instead of playing music, it would be like you pull the thing out and you make a quick meal or
Yes.
something.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know what I
And
mean?
the clanking of the
pots and
metals
pans.
and yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there's a College of Creation bard, but it doesn't do a great job if you're trying to do food out of it. Like it doesn't quite mesh
Yeah.
as well.
I think alchemist makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
Alchemist,
just gonna
I'm looking at
trust-
the alchemist subclasses real quick.
I'm going to trust the group on this one.
Does Valdes have an alchemist subclass?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
well,
what-
it has a full alchemist class,
class,
and the
oh,
subclasses are their love potion guy, apothecary, dynamo engineer, which kind of just
That
sounds
bombs.
like the whole world
Yeah.
as a whole. There's a bomber. There's a mutagenist, which you inject mutagens. It's like Bioshock.
Oh my
you inject
God.
like.
That's how I do all my cooking.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
You like splice people. There, you can be an ooze rancher alchemist.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Also how I do all my cooking.
There's a poisons guy, and then there's the Xeno Alchemist, which is monster surgery.
Whoa.
Jesus.
I
Ooze
think
rancher, but the ooze is
I think
dough.
I think you could be
Yeah.
an apothecary alchemist.
Yeah, let's
And, like,
experiment with that.
Yeah, we could give that a shot. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that's cool too, because I'm always afraid of playing a bard because I just feel like I'm going to get absolutely rocked in every
Yeah.
immediate
Well,
conflict.
yeah, and the best part about the alchemist is like, yes, you specialize, but the base alchemist thing is you make bombs.
Yeah,
Yeah, your
yeah.
bread, your bread can
Bread bombs?
explode.
Big bomb.
Yeah.
Red bombs.
Bombs for your insides, bombs for the outsides.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's bomb.
Bomb.
In many different
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
I knew there was something
Yeah,
there.
there it is.
No pressure, but do you have any thoughts about your class?
I was thinking craftsman.
Yeah, that makes sense because
but-
you wanted to be a designer.
Yeah, I want to be a designer. I want to make the magic crystal thingies. I don't know about subclass though. Any thoughts there? Any recommendations?
Well, you're not making a mech,
No.
Good though.
so not that one.
Just saying, if we're following the escalating rules of anime by the end, maybe
Then we
are
will
making
have a mech made out of bread.
Listen, this is a new podcast, and we are swinging to D&D for our first one, so we can reach a wide audience. But like, if you think I'm not considering how to make a mech anime for season 2, like I played all of 13 Sentinels very
I
fast.
love that. Ooh, very fun.
Let's see. What are the craftsman subclasses?
Let me see. I have the book. pulled up.
Turning items into magic items seems fairly basic enough. Armor smiths, weaponsmiths, gunsmiths. There's a subclass that you carry a portable forge with you, which means you can add fire damage to your stuff.
Oh, fun.
So like you have a portable forge that you bring with you.
I think armor smith, but can it be like fashion designer?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes.
That would be so sick.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, a bunch of the history in our world of military craftsmen did start most of our fashion houses.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she wants to be in like House of Eve or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like she's so bad.
Yeah.
Donatella Bear Sachi, and she's a bear.
Oh my
Bear
god.
safe.
That's so good.
And she just like all she wants to just be in one of these big houses, and she makes these designs and she brings them to this old man and he's like, is this anything? And he's like, I don't know. I'm out of the game. And you're like, okay.
What's with all the frou-frou bits on the edge?
It's for style. It's it's
You're
for
gonna get it.
movement.
It's gonna get caught on your sleeves.
These are the sleeves.
These are the sleeves.
These are the sleeves.
So drafty.
It's for it flows when you walk. It gives you like an intimidation factor.
The
Plus 2 to
silhouette.
intimidation.
I'll give you something to intimidate about.
Oh my god. Eat your food.
You're also bringing him Dales.
Yeah.
Have you ever played a Craftsman before? Okay, it's a little complicated.
Okay.
Mechanically.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll talk about it. I'll do some reading.
I'm here to help.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Amazing.
It gets into like systems of like crafting custom items with a tag system.
Whoa, what's that?
Where you add like durable or overheating to like items, and then that
Okay.
has mechanical
Burst,
relevance.
etc.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It also sounds fun with the world we've built to be
Yeah.
able to like just crystals on crystals on
Yeah. For combat wise, that probably would not be a good combat character?
It's a martial class.
Okay, cool.
It tends to be like on your off time, you're making the thing, and then in combat, you use the thing.
Use the thing you made. Okay, sick. I love that. That's great.
Neato.
Yay.
So we've got some heavy martial here and magic.
Yeah, there's martial. There's
And
a
cleric.
there's a decent spread. I
Yeah.
really like it. Have we answered all these questions? I believe we have. I also,
How do we know? Lynn's
Oh,
character?
me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I go to school with you.
Yep.
Nice.
I trust you.
I'm from the surface. I'm not from the constellation. So I, unfortunately, probably have been to Boggins's Bistro.
Boggins Bistro. And I give you guys the discount at this
times.
point.
Yeah.
Because you work there, so you get the discount.
Yeah.
You get the discount.
And I'm
you get
there
the
because
discount.
I'm actually broke. I'm like, the portions here are unreal.
Yeah,
like,
it's a cheesecake
figure?
factory,
Also-
basically.
Oh, it's like a cheesecake factory.
Are you the person who got Bex's character the job? Because you were a regular.
Yes.
I was
Bex
like,
said they wanted to serve. and
Yeah.
They're like, they always need to be at the bistro.
Yeah.
I can do that on weekends.
People quit constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the turnover is pretty wild.
I think it is the aesthetics of
wonder
a
why.
cheesecake factory. So it's opulence, but like
With those eyes of Sauron on the
yeah,
wall.
like it's opulence, but it's like so ridiculous. It's like what we think the constellation looks like.
Yes.
I am
Love
imagining a weird combination of Cheesecake Factory and Dave and Buster's.
Yes, exactly. There are arcade games. There is karaoke.
I love this.
Yeah, it's like 3 floors of spiraling tables.
Yeah.
It's comical. It's exhausting.
Honestly, it's a Hard Rock Cafe.
it's a Hard Rock Cafe. If I could work anywhere else, I would.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it is actually a Hard Rock Cafe. That's
a Hard Rock
literally what this
Cafe.
is now. I was like, Hard Rock Cafe is
Yes.
the combination.
Yeah.
Cheesecake
Yes.
Factory and Dave and Buster's.
Yes,
Oh my
exactly.
god.
Absolutely.
What were you gonna say?
Two things. One, is it a busy restaurant or not?
I think it's a very busy restaurant. I think it's like a cheesecake. It's like the Cheesecake Factory at the Americana. It's like
God. Visceral reactions from everyone at the table.
And then,
oh man, yeah.
and then two, so we all basically work at that place in some capacity except
Yes.
for Lynn, and Lynn's a regular.
Yes.
So is the bistro like literally where we hang out
Is
most
our
of the time?
headquarters?
Oh yeah, that's our HQ for sure.
Bistro
Well,
is
certainly
base.
in episode 1.
Yeah. That's where we all hang out. Yeah, it's like you come see me. I give you like the discount on top of the discount.
Yeah.
When we're all on break, we chill. You're bringing the bread, and you just hang.
Right.
And you're like studying the experts, and you're like testing out the menu and whatever. I'm like, you've tried everything on the menu. Like,
I
there's
feel
nothing
like
more you can learn.
The reason
here.
why you like me is one time I went in to study for some reason, and you're like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "This is one of the few places open late that sells
That's
coffee."
so fair. That's so fair. It is so loud. Can I
Yeah.
do anything about that for you? I made
don't-
these earmuffs. Do you want them?
I love that.
Thank
sure.
you. Here you go.
Guys, I've been experimenting with bread muffs.
Oh, that's great. I'll take those. I'll thank you so much.
Here you go.
Ooh, they sound warm.
Right? Just out of the oven.
Guys, my bee head's on backwards.
Oh my god. All right, I gotta go fix the bee's head. God damn.
And as Dungeons and Dragons is a game about epic heroes, these are the 4 fuckers
Oh
who
my.
are going to save the world.
Oh my god.
Gotta start at low level.
All right, what sounds your muffin over here?
Wow, we did it. We made a world. We made some
Yay.
characters. I'm going to send y'all home with homework to fill out your mechanics, and I'm here to help. But I think that's what it's going to be.
I love
and I'm
that.
excited to throw you guys into it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, everyone. This is going to be such a cool show, you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm so excited.
The Wandering Path was created by me, Misha Stanton, and produced by Bex Taylor Klaus, Lynn Raffil, and me. This story was game mastered and sound designed by me, Misha Stanton, and was played and performed by Bex Taylor-Klaus, Lynn Raffil, Ian McEwen, and Mayana Barron. Cover art by Lynn Raffil, and music courtesy of the Independent Music Licensing Collective. Our production and house manager is Erin Bark. If you like what you're listening to, please tell your friends and let them know where to find us. Our website is wanderingpathpod.com, where you'll find links to subscribe and follow us wherever the path leads. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/wanderingpathpod. We're so grateful for anything you can do to help us keep making this show. Thanks for wandering with us. Till next time.